Financial Planner. Follow us on YouTube.
Got a great guest for you guys today, CEO of one of our core holdings. And I think this company has potential that I really can't compare to the other companies on many different fronts, specifically the commodity they're tied to. I see tremendous upside. So without further ado, our guest today is the CEO of SilverOne, Greg Crowe. Greg, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Daniel. Always a pleasure to have the chance to speak with you.
Well, hey, Greg, I know you're at the San Francisco Cambridge show that's also hosted by Marin Katusa. How's the sentiment this year, 2017, versus last year in 2016 right now?
Yeah, the sentiment's good, but not quite as bullish as last year. And of course, last year we were just coming off a bit of a rally in precious metal prices, etc. Silver companies, gold companies were trading at a premium. That's gone through a bit of correction. One interesting change over last year is there's several talks being given on Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrencies, and what is the impact of that with respect to the future of gold and silver. So that's a very interesting debate that's going on here at the San Francisco show.
I guess the debate of store of value, but really gold's not used for money, and crypto in some parts is used as money. So in your observation of markets, because you were also the founder, I believe, of Entree Gold. So what stage do you think we are in the precious metals market right now? Because you've been through a few cycles yourself.
Yeah, I've been through a few cycles, been around for 30 plus years in the industry. As you mentioned, I was with Entree Gold that I retired from in 2015. And I was lured back into the industry by this opportunity in silver. When I started Entree, it was 2002. And we were just coming off a major bear market in commodities. Of course, it had been displaced by another tech opportunity called the dot-com, which turned out to be a massive bubble in 2000. But as we were starting Entree Gold in 2002, there was just a bit of a feeling that things were starting to bubble. And of course, within the next couple of years, we had this roaring bull market in commodities. I get the feeling that we're there right now again. And this is part of the allure of my coming back and taking advantage of this silver opportunity, is I think that there is going to be another bull market in commodities, in particular in precious metals. I think that silver in particular outperforms gold on a percentage basis in a bull market. So I'm really, really happy that I came back and have the opportunity to develop these silver assets.
Okay, with SilverOne, where's your focus? Where's the company's focus right now? And then where do you see its focus in 2018?
Yeah, our focus right now is, just to give you a brief recap, when we formed the company, it's just trading over a year now. We did 3 properties with First Mining Finance in Mexico, silver properties. But in January of this year, we had the opportunity to acquire the past producing Candelaria silver mine in Nevada. And of course, Nevada is a great state to work in. It is a mining state. And the other thing about Candelaria is we got a good deal on it. But on top of that, it was historically the richest silver producer in all of Nevada up until the 1950s, when they post which they switched to open pit mining. They were producing at an average grade of 1,250 grams per ton silver, which was 40 plus ounces per ton silver. That's a very rich mine, even by today's standards. Essentially, we're going to focus on Candelaria. 3 opportunities there. The first one is when Kinross, which was the latest open pit producer, shut the mine down in 98, and then it was bought out by Silver Standard. Silver Standard never put it back into production. And then we had the opportunity to purchase it off Silver Standard, as I said, just earlier this year. But Kinross shut down the leach operation, not because they ran out of ore, but in essence because of low silver prices in 98, 99, and 2000. They sold it to Silver Standard in 2001, 2002. So those heaps are sitting there, and a historic resource of close to 50 million ounces sits on those heaps. It averages 40 grams per ton silver. And that's a great opportunity for us because we're going to be drilling that imminently. We already have the permits in place. The drill contracts are signed. We're going to get started, and then we'll do metallurgical testing, which is going to take 4 to 6 months maybe. And then we're going to be making a decision. Are we going to be putting this back into production or not? So you're right. We have a unique opportunity in SilverOne that we're a little bit more advanced than a lot of exploration and development companies. We are essentially already have our resource outlined, and plus we have a near-term production situation on the heaps. Two other opportunities at Candelaria. One, when Silver Standard did the drilling just on the northern margin of the existing pits, they outlined several high-grade intercepts greater than 300 grams per ton silver. And that's about the grade of a lot of mines in Mexico. In essence, that needs to be tested. One interval came back 14 meters of 670 grams per ton silver. Those are mag silver type assays. So we want to look at that as a great opportunity for a near-term high-grade, potential augmentation to the heap production situation. And then along strike, all sorts of old historic workings. And with the bulk of the resource just being on the northern margin of those pits, the along strike continuation is extremely highly, has extremely high potential for increasing that already large resource that we've developed. So that's our focus for this year and next year, although we will be doing a little bit of work on one of our Mexican properties as well.
Okay, so in addition to that, I know the last time we spoke, you were also still on the market looking for potential further acquisitions. Has the market in the last 6 months to a year, where it's been weaker, has that helped or hurt those prospects? Are you still in the market for future acquisitions?
We look, we don't close our eyes if a fantastic opportunity comes along. We've evaluated several opportunities and passed on them. They're just not quite, shall we say, as good as our Candelaria project. So we're going to be pretty selective. I'm not closing the door, but it hasn't been, shall we say, as easy finding those really good quality assets. We just happened to hit the timing just perfect with respect to Candelaria because Silver Standard earlier this year was just rebranding, and they were focusing on gold, and since then they've changed their name to SSR Mining to reflect that focus away from silver. As such, they were dealing out several of their silver properties, and we just happened to be there at the right time and got Candelaria. So we keep our eyes open. We'll look for, continue to look, but we're going to focus on getting Candelaria to a production decision in the near term.
So, you know what? One thing that's always surprised me in the silver market is the supply and demand imbalance, the mine production, and how few silver mines there are. Candelaria, just so people understand, if mining production, this would be a pure silver mine, correct? I mean, it would have other minerals in it, but for the most part, it's a silver project.
It would be 90, probably 5+% silver, a little bit of gold kicking around. So this would be effectively, if it goes into production, probably one of the purest silver mining companies in existence. Because as you said, there's very few out there.
Yeah, no, it is an incredible thing. People think they're buying a silver company, but like you just said, you go buy Silver Standard, and you're not getting less than half the revenues come from the metal to the point where they changed their name. Same thing for Silver Wheaton, who's now Wheaton Precious Metals. So, okay, everybody, SilverOne, it trades on the TSX Venture under SVE and on the US side under SLVRF. If anybody wants to visit the website, go to silverone.com. Greg, thank you so much for joining us. If anybody wants to reach out to you, where's the best place for them to go?
Best place to go is to, you can contact info at SilverOne.com, or you can get me personally on my email, ggcrowe at SilverOne.com, or talk to our IR person, Monica Hamm, MHAMM at SilverOne.com.
All right, everybody. This is, without a doubt, the Future Money Trend's top holding for silver and silver mining shares. In fact, our top precious metal play as a whole. So my family owns this stock. Full disclosure, I own this stock. I participated in the last financing. I own a ton of shares on the open market. So we're all in and we're grossly biased. But Greg, I really appreciate you coming on the show. Hope to talk to you again real soon, maybe perhaps at the start of January. And thanks again.
Okay, thank you very much. Take care, Daniel.